I have been a nurse for 24 years, and I currently work on a med-surg unit. I love caring for my patients and feel I am very good at my job. Most of my career has been here with CHP, and before my current role in med-surg, I was on an intermediate unit. I just love being a nurse, and I hope you do too. And you know, as a nurse, we are always learning and helping each other. And that's why I'd like to tell you a story about a recent experience I had that really helped me grow as a nurse, even though the experience is one I hope I never repeat. The day started pretty much like any other day. I had been at work for several hours when a post-op abdominal surgery patient arrived on my unit. As was often the case, the patient had been placed on a PCA pump. On her admission assessment, she rated her pain as 5 out of 10. I was monitoring as usual for a patient on a PCA pump, and I noticed she showed signs of restlessness and was still complaining of pain. I checked the IV site and confirmed that everything was okay. I double-checked the pump settings, and then I discovered she had had only one delivery in 4 hours. So I instructed her on how to use the pump and checked back in about an hour to see if she was getting relief. She was still rating her pain as 5 out of 10. So I consulted the physician to see what else we could offer to provide relief. The physician had a consult with the pharmacist, and they agreed we should administer a continuous basal rate infusion to try to improve her pain control. An hour after giving the basal rate, I checked back again, and she was still rating her pain as the same 5 out of 10, so she wasn't noticing any relief. So I again consulted the physician who consulted the pharmacist. This time they agreed I should administer Toradol at 30 milligrams. I continued to monitor her pulse oximetry, being careful to ensure she had sufficient oxygen saturation as typical for a patient receiving a constant opioid infusion. When I next checked the patient, I noticed she had become very restless, so I consulted another RN who suggested I draw arterial blood gases, or ABGs. I was going to get an order from the physician and request someone from respiratory to draw the blood gases, but things just got very busy and I didn't get to it right then. Later, I asked another RN to assist me in repositioning the patient, thinking this might bring her some relief. When we entered the room, we saw that her color was very dusky and her respirations were agonal, so immediately I called a code. The code team arrived quickly and we began resuscitation efforts. Unfortunately, despite the best efforts, the patient did not survive. I really had such a terrible feeling of loss and helplessness. I was wishing I could have done more to keep this from happening. Since this happened, some things have changed, and I feel confident that this won't happen to me or any other nurse again. We have revised the PCA order set, which must be used in these situations. And this new PCA order set includes the instructions for the nursing staff to ensure patient safety. For example, specific frequencies have been created for completing a pain assessment and monitoring the vital signs. Also, the frequency and appropriate requirements for conducting the sedation assessment, respiratory assessment, and pulse oximetry are established. And we are planning to get the capnography equipment in all of our hospitals so that all RNs can utilize end-tidal CO2 monitoring, which can identify when a patient is decompensating. I believe that with these changes, and hope that by sharing my story with you, we can all be better nurses, serving our patients, fulfilling our mission with better outcomes.